Okay, I want to welcome all of you to another one of our opportunity meetings that we do every Tuesday at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We just got done watching our 2-minute video about the 777 giveaway, which is kind of a whirlwind. It kind of covers, kind of a pathway, if you will, of what your experience would be like inside pool funding. And then I went on to ask questions about issues that I think are pretty common. The first question I asked is if people are experiencing debt, and we're using the chat to kind of survey everyone, and most people said yes, they are not debt free. Second question was asked, could they use additional cash flow above and beyond what they're currently getting from maybe whatever their monthly checks or their, however you're paid every 2 weeks, every week. But with pool funding, you have an opportunity. Just with two, it only takes two referrals to enter into positive cash flow, and it does add up. Each referral over the course of a year should add up to over $4,000, by the way. So if you can increase your cash flow by $4,000 per person, that's pretty good on an annual basis when you annualize it. All right, let's go continue here. Let's we open up the chat again. Okay, so I see a lot of people saying there's a definite need for cash flow. Okay. And let's ask this question. How many of you feel like your retirement is wanting? Whatever's sitting in your retirement accounts needs to be a lot bigger, okay? Because you're you're wondering how you're going to make it on what's already been saved up. If you're concerned about retirement, put yes, you are concerned about retirement, having enough for retirement and having something that will sustain you through those years where you're no longer working. Okay, if you're not concerned about retirement, just put no. Okay, well, I've gotten most of you to say yes 3 times in a row here. That's powerful stuff. So we know that there's a real problem out there when it comes to the financial world that we're in, and people are, right now I'd say they're uh, struggling more than they have probably in any time they're in their life. I think right now, the majority of people are struggling more than they have in previous decades. The system that has been operating to kind of move society forward, it just seems to be going through some wild changes. And pool funding can be a positive change for people, give people a clear path forward to get what they want, get out of debt, have more cash flow, a better retirement, and so on. This is what people want. We actually have a great offer where we're not asking you to buy into our business opportunity. We want you to receive first, experience it on the receiving end in our by participating in our giveaway. It only takes 2 minutes of your time every day to participate in the giveaway, and that will run for 7 days. And you'll end up with $777 that's put away into the market and it will mature after 90 days, and then it'll go into a wallet that technically once it hits your wallet, it's spendable money, although we want you to look at it more like a retirement plan than spendable money. Because if you understand our system, our 7-7 giveaway is the intro giveaway. We have a better giveaway. Doesn't $3,000 monthly sound like a better giveaway? That's a better giveaway, right? Wouldn't you guys agree? Than 777?
Yes.
Yeah. It only takes one referral to position yourself to receive that giveaway. So join us, get 777, bring one person on board. They also enjoy the 777 giveaway. And then it positions you to start to receive $3,000 monthly in the form of a giveaway. And understand the money we're talking about are coins in the market, which technically the best way to look at anything relating to the coins, the pool funding coins, is it's part of a wealth creation long-term retirement plan. Okay. And if you look at it that way, our coin values will be strong. We'll get to our price targets quickly. this kind of thing will happen. If we can all look at it from that point of view and realize that the cash flow is really the main concern that we're trying to um, see it. Got Cliffy Eder just sent me a message, Hunter. She says she's trying to get in. Have you seen her?
I can unlock it.
Okay.
She hasn't come in. I can unlock it.
She's coming late. Yeah, just unlock it and I'll let her know that you can try again. Okay, thank you. You beat me to it. All right. She's one of our newest people. We're excited about her. There she is. All right. So um here's another way I want you to look at pool funding. Okay. Pool funding has less to do with me than it does about you. Okay. When I say you, I'm referring to the collective you, the you. Okay. So you see, the idea is this: good people coming together and uniting with other good people. And I'll define in a minute what I mean by good people, with the intent to do good. Okay. And that's kind of, an idea what the definition of a good person is. If your intent is to do good, and if your thoughts and words and actions align with that intention, that you're bearing good positive fruit, then I would say you're a good person. Okay. So, and I think the majority of mankind, I would put them in the camp of generally good, you know. uh I know we have some systems that aren't so good, and they're just really bearing down on humanity, creating very challenging times right now for a lot of people. Um, but those are systems. We're talking about people. So good people uniting with good people to do good things. Let me tell you, there's power there. Okay. Anytime you get people together, you get big enough, you become a movement. And as a movement, we can actually, steer the direction of systems, if you will. We can steer the direction of systems that, are all around us in the direction we want those systems to operate, right? um, this might be debatable, but I believe a good system is one that benefits everyone, right? When a system only benefits a few at the expense of everyone else, I don't really consider that a good system. And that's one, that's an oversimplified way of looking at it, but I realize that. But I just see so many of the world systems today, really, they're designed to really benefit just such a small group of people. And it really is at the expense of everyone else. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm a little fed up with that kind of stuff. Are you guys with me on that? You're a little fed up with the idea that the few, can prosper at the expense of everyone else? Is that how many of you feel the same way about that?
I
I
do.
do.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right.
Oh, yes.
And so, even within pool funding, we've had some challenges within our membership. We're trying to identify, a small number of people that um, kind of have they've exposed themselves as not quite seeing this, the way it should be seen and operating properly. And we've had to kind of put some checks and balances in place, right? So to deal with that. But overall, if what we're doing is good to help people and we can solve these major problems, getting people out of debt and helping them have a more secure uh, retirement, that one that they feel confident will be more than what they'll need. Hopefully something's left over for the kids after it's all done. Like an inheritance, if you will, a legacy, and having a proper cash flow all along the way, daily cash flow. Honestly, with pool funding, you get paid every minute of every day if you had enough going on. So, uh, so it's not just limited to daily. You can be paid multiple times per day, and the cash can just keep rolling in. Okay. All right. So I think that kind of is what I wanted to present today. I just kind of want to get the idea together that we're a group of people with the intent to do good things. We clearly know what the problems are. We feel like we have a solution. Pool funding overall is a system that is solution oriented, and we lead with a giveaway, right? Which leads into another giveaway, right? So just one leads to the next, which just gets better. And ultimately everyone can be happy and proud of what we're building together. And I want your input as much as, it's not just my thinking alone that matters here. I respect all of you as co-founders and would like to play at the level where we're working together on, and we're all on board with what we're doing, right? So that's the idea. Okay, so let's go ahead and open this up now to a little commentary. Do we have anybody here that would like to comment on today's angle? I've been kind of approaching it from this angle. Anybody want to respond to that angle of presenting pool funding?
Seems pretty relatable. And we can certainly see from the talk that we got in the chat box that a lot of people relate to the idea that there needs to be more cash flow in the world. And of course, there's all that debt to be concerned about as well. So I'd say this is definitely more relatable.
All right, good, good, excellent. Thank you, Hunter. Appreciate that. So, who here would like to share their, experiences with how pool funding is already starting to make a difference in their life? Who would like to share that with us today? I think I don't know if we've had anybody come in as a guest, honestly, today. I know we have some new people here. I recognize some of our newest members. Um, but I don't know if we got any guests today. And that's okay. It's a chance for us to talk. But who would like to share some of their some positive experiences that they've had so far with pool funding? Who would like to go first?
I will, since I was the first one in.
Okay, welcome.
Hello.
Hey, Lisa.
Uh, so I was brought in over a year ago in January, and I was didn't have much going on at the time. I had failed over and over and over in different opportunities. I was just like done. And then I was presented with this and I met you and I didn't know really, I mean it was way more complex when I started. So it took me a good month to wrap my head around it, but I'll tell you, once I learned it and I grasped it, I went into support mode and helped everybody else. All I did was bring in a few people, and that was after I told you I was the president of the NFL club, the No Friends Left, and you helped me, you supported me, you saw something in me that I didn't know I had, and you're like, let's give this a go. When most people would have said, yeah, next.
Uh-huh.
So I appreciate you for having that faith in me. And ever since then, I've been in positive daily cash flow. And I can't thank you enough for changing my life. It's a beautiful thing. And I can't wait to get to the Philippines. Give you a big hug.
I'm looking forward to that too, Lisa. In fact, let me just kind of go to the YouTube channel because Lisa was right there at the very beginning of putting together our American team. And let's see here. Go to my channel, videos, and then go to the oldest videos. We had like one PowerPoint type presentation, and at the time we had like about 600 members. We're about 10,000 now, by the way, and over 3,000 active at the moment. And then the next video, proof of concept with Lisa, where she's showing that she's got positive cash flow happening. And I think it's only a 3 to 4 minute video. It's a pretty short video, but punchy and powerful. That's the way I like it. And I like
Sir, can
this.
you show that so that they can see all those newcomers? They can saw our old system before.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't want to do a YouTube. I mean, this is going to go on YouTube. It's being recorded for YouTube, and I don't want to embed a YouTube video inside a YouTube video because I don't want to get a strike, even though it's my content,
I'll put a
Uh,
link in the chat for anyone who's interested.
yeah, but anybody can go watch this video. Just look for the oldest video. It's the second one. But I also like this image here. This pool funding lets you turn 200 into perpetual money, right? And that's still pretty much true. At some point, you're gonna put some skin in the game. You know what I'm saying? But it's not much, right? Compared to the millions and millions that you're going to be prospering from pool funding. What's a few $100s, to make it long lasting. So yeah, we've this is the kind of documented our history here. This channel. We now have 342 videos here. So wow, okay, over a year and a half. All right, so there. Thank you, Hunter, for putting that link up there. Appreciate that. So yes, Lisa speaks words of truth. From the very beginning, she's been cash flowing up until now, and I'd like to see more of you cash flowing just like Lisa, where it's not just hundreds of dollars, but actually to receive thousands of dollars monthly, like Lisa. I'd like all of you that are hearing my voice right now for that to happen sooner than later, right? And hopefully with the giveaway, we can grow faster and that will happen for you. Okay. So everything starts out small, and even back in the day, Lisa, you recall our conversations way early on where you did express that you had some pretty serious bills that you wanted to deal with. You're really hoping this opportunity would help you out there, but um, it didn't happen overnight, right?
No,
Yep.
no,
And frankly, some of the things that you want to do cost a lot of money, I'll be honest with you. And so, um, you're still reaching for that. So you're still reaching
yep.
to, bring in enough money, even though you're at thousands of dollars. I think by the time you hit tens of thousands of dollars monthly, by the time you're at that stage, then you're going to be able to do whatever the hell you want to do. And that's kind of what you want.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
I'm ready. Thank you.
Okay. So everything starts out small. Hunter likes to bring up the acorn, example. Acorns turn into
From little acorn,
giant
from little
oaks.
acorns to mighty oaks grow.
Exactly. Everything starts out small. The good thing about pool funding is it doesn't have to take as long as an acorn to turn into a big giant tree. Things can happen financially in a relatively short period of time. And all the pieces we're putting in place right now, the software development that's going on, the regulations that we're putting in place, all that's fitting together right now. It should speed everything up once we tie the bow on all that. Okay. So I will show you one thing here. Let me share my screen again. So we have a new edition here on our website. You come down here and you find the 777 video. So there's our free money opportunity giveaway. But below it is how to cash flow from the 777 giveaway. And every single word spoken in the video is written below here. Okay. YouTube wouldn't allow that whole thing. So YouTube, I just had to kind of cut and paste segments of what you see here and put that into the description. But you have the entire script for the video here. And this is just a short, is it 10 minutes? I think it's 10-minute video. Yeah, 10 minutes.
How to create cash flow.
It's a 9 minutes and 23 seconds. So 10-minute video, short 10-minute video. How you can turn a giveaway into cash flow into your pocket. Okay. That's gonna be a good one for you guys to study. It's there on your account page. Look for it and study it. Once it's really clear, when there's clarity, that's when things happen, more easily. Okay, so was there anybody that wanted to do a shout out? Do we have anybody that's brand new that we want to do a shout out for? Or a guest?
Well, this is Cliffietta. I just want to say hello to everyone and thank you for letting me on. I was a little bit late.
Yeah, we kind
Yeah,
of cut
but
it off after 5 minutes, and we kind of closed the door a little bit.
yeah,
But when I heard your
yeah,
name come up that you wanted to get in, and then I was like, okay,
yeah.
let her in.
But
So
thank you.
Cliffietta, I'm very excited about working with you. I know the time
Yes.
zone difference between you and your sponsor, that's been a bit of a challenge, but I
Hmm.
can work directly with you, make sure you take
Hmm.
full advantage of everything here. And
Yes.
I know you're lining them up, right? You got people for me to meet, so
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah, I
excited.
have a few people I want you to meet.
Let's just do them one at a
One wanted
time.
to, yeah, okay. Yeah, I learned my lesson. He spanked me, y'all. But I learned my lesson. Yeah, I was trying to put 5 people on.
Yeah, yeah. And,
Yeah.
people love the attention they get when it's one on, when it's more,
Mhm.
and they're the only one that's being
Yeah.
spoken to,
Oh, yes.
they that they love that. I want to give people that
Yes.
experience.
Mhm. Yeah, and I listened to the recording this morning, and I heard you call my name, and I had just fell asleep when you right before you called my name. I fell asleep, and I woke up a little bit later, and the phone was on the floor.
Well, there you go. There you go.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah, you're a ball of fire, and I
Thank you.
recognize that. So
Thank you.
what's good is it's good for sometimes the new people to come in like yourself, full of energy. Some of our older
Mhm.
people sometimes
Mhm.
they get real routine and like we get into kind of
Yeah.
like the doldrums, you know what I'm saying? And
Mhm. Yes.
sometimes it takes someone like
Mhm.
you, Cliff, yet to wake up some of our veterans that have been full funding.
Well, I hope so.
Wake up, energize, what we have is so exciting. Look at how excited
Yeah.
Yet is.
Yeah, well, I'm excited to be here, that's for sure. Mhm. Yeah.
Ah, okay. Well, there's more than one Kent, by the way, and I got a private message here. So
Hmm.
you're gonna get support, right? So your
Oh,
sponsor
yes.
last name Kent, but
Hmm.
there's a upline from there. I'm getting a message that
Hmm.
they will jump in there and be there for you.
Yeah,
And they've already spoken to you apparently. So yeah.
yeah, I was going to tell you, I couldn't pronounce their name though. So
Right.
it's
Yep.
like May or something.
Uh-huh. Very
Is she
good.
on? Are they on?
They're here. Yeah, they're sending me private
Mhm.
messages on the chat.
Okay.
Anyway, so guys, every Tuesday we have this opportunity, and even if a person's already signed up, the new people are awesome. It's always good that fresh blood coming in. It's always good to do this. Well, one of the reasons I do this once a week anyway, 'cause it gives us the chance to be around some new people, right? All right, and I also want to recognize we got like good chunk of you here are from the Philippines. So how about a shout out from the Philippines? Anybody from the Philippines just say hello, shout out. Just unmute.
Hello, welcome to my one of our downline here, which is Mr. Alkin Sakino. Good morning, sir. Welcome to Full Funding. I know that it is your first time to attend here, so I want you to welcome. But I know that you always attend my Zoom, but I think this is your first time to attend here, Mr. Megan. Thank you.
Welcome, welcome. We're glad you're here. Yeah, just for the information of those that may not be aware, I actually live in the Philippines. My wife is Filipino. I've been with her since 2012. So we've been together, not always as husband and wife, but started out as a boyfriend girlfriend kind of thing. Actually, it's a funny story. I didn't come to the Philippines originally to move here. I originally came here to set up a call center, right? And you would think, why would I want to jump on a plane and it's like 15 hours to get here. Okay. To set up a call center. I could have just done that where I was at in the US, but I read a book by Timothy Ferriss called The 4 Hour Work Week. And what he was basically saying is there's this idea called geo arbitrage, and that's basically taking advantage of the different labor costs that are around the world. And he pointed out that India and the Philippines are some of the biggest return on the geo arbitrage, because people here in the Philippines, for example, they're proud to have an office job and get paid $10 a day for 8 hours of work at an office job. Okay, that's very different in the U.S. I think if you have an office job in the U.S., I don't know, $200 a day. Am I right? Or is it higher than that now? How much is an office job paying in the U.S. now? You guys help me out. I've been out of the country for a while.
Well, I think it depends on the level of expertise. Because some ladies tell me they get paid like $13, $14 an hour.
Okay.
And
That's barely
yeah.
200. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So on the low end, an office job would be 200, right? In the US. And if you're just starting out as an entrepreneur and you want to start something new, having lower labor costs is, certainly a factor in what it takes to be successful. So yeah, I did come out to the Philippines originally to set up a call center. Then it turned into a boy meets girl kind of situation, and then here we are now. So I've been here since 2012.
Well, that's good for you.
It is good for me, and I've come to appreciate everything here, and I don't really want to take any of it for granted, because it's there's more good over here than bad. There's bad, but when you balance it, when you look at the
That's everywhere.
balances, yeah, that's everywhere. But I prefer I guess for someone that values peace of mind, I probably, when I look at what I value more than anything else, it's peace of mind is my number one. That's what I'm shooting for.
Oh, yes.
And I just want to live my life in peace. And but unfortunately, it's hard to do that in the US when every time you turn around, whether you're going down the road looking over your shoulder, or you pull up in your driveway and open up your mailbox, or you walk in the house and phone rings, just bombarded with a lot of things that can disturb that peace of mind, so
Oh, yes.
from every different angle possible,
Yeah.
And so here, a lot of traditional values, like neighbors still get to know neighbors over here. That's in the U.S. Even while I was there, I noticed that was trending out. That neighbors were getting to the point where it's there was a value placed on not knowing your neighbor, instead of knowing them.
Hey, Ace.
Yeah, go ahead, Gregory.
Speaking of that very point, while we're still small enough and personal enough, I think Cliffietta and Megan should tell us a little bit about themselves. Where they're from, for example, and how they discovered pool funding, and I think that'd be nice for everyone to know.
Okay, well, Cliffietta, I think she might be open to that. I'm not sure about Megan, but you're open to that, right, Cliffietta?
Yeah, sure.
All right, tell us your pool funding experience. When did you get exposed to it, and what happened?
Well, I saw you on on Facebook. I think it may have been YouTube, but I saw you talking, so I listened. It was late at night, and I listened. I said, "Wow, I think I'm gonna like that." And I liked you. I said, "He seems like a normal guy."
Yeah.
Natural, normal guy. You know how you can relate to certain people really good, like a people person. That's what you seem like, and so that's why I joined it. But I'm a United States Army veteran. I'm a jail minister, and I'm a grandmother, and so my life is a little bit busy, and right now I'm going to the it's called Simple Wealth Academy for the veterans, where we buy property and do all this good stuff, with property instead of renting and all that. So I'm working on that, and I'm working on building seed money for the shelter that I have to build. It's a 30-room shelter for females because they go out of the jail and come back in, or they go out and they die because of drugs or something. So
Right.
I really want to put something really important in life, for people to, be able to do better with their lives. We want to always sow into people's lives, bring forth fruit from our lives that's going to help others. So I believe that pool funding will help me achieve that goal. So I'm really excited to be here, So I
What do
and
you
I
think?
thank you
What do you
all.
think of her, Gregory? How's that sound to you, buddy?
I think number one, what she's doing is incredibly admirable.
Yeah.
And number two, I think all of us are excited that her and Megan have joined our community. I'm so
Oh,
glad to have you.
thank you. It's a pleasure to be here with you all. Yeah. Mhm.
Wow. Okay. I got a, it's a little bit of a tearjerker for me right now. So I'm sorry. I'm going to have to gather my emotional state here a little bit. And anyway, I'm very proud of this group. I'm very proud of all of you. I'm like I said, good people uniting with good people to do good things, right? So this is what we're doing here. And look at what we're attracting here. We have a way that's going to work for the average common person, Um, we're not trying to stand out as something flashy that would appeal to maybe something that's someone that's already got a bunch of money. You know what I'm saying? In fact, if you look closely at pool funding, it's designed to help people that probably don't have much money to begin with, and they would love a good opportunity to build up money, right? So, and that's why the market aspect of what we're doing is so important because that's where the money's at. So you're all kind of got your little pick and shovels, and because of pool funding, you're able to get in there and pick a little bit out of the market. Over time it'll add up. So, yeah. So thank you, Cliffietta. And I think I got a message here on the chat from Megan saying that she's friends with someone I know in the Philippines, and uh, you know, they have a saying here in the Philippines, "You're making my nose bleed." What does that mean, Rosalie? I'm making your nose bleed. What does that mean?
That's how Filipino they get ashamed to speak English and understand, and that is an expression. I get nosebleed because they speak too much in English, which is they didn't expect that they can spoke to us, or they can do straight English in speaking or something. So they said after that, "Oh, I got nosebleed." Whew, that's they said. So
So
it's a
so
funny one, just
so
an
it's kind of a unique thing to the Philippines. They use that saying here is like, okay, I like you, but you talk too much English, so I'm going to go over here now and talk in my native tongue to these people over here. So, I find myself, not being always the center of the party. They come by, chat a little bit, and then they leave. Because it doesn't take long for them to get a nosebleed around me. So,
They have a
anyway,
new device now, They have a new device you can buy now that and
translator.
when people you
Yeah.
put it you put it in your ear, and when people talk, it translates what people are saying.
That's where it's going. Yeah, the universal translator, like Star Trek, it's pretty much here now with the
Yeah.
AI and all that. Yeah, it's pretty much here now. So that's, yeah, people keep asking me, well, have you learned to talk the local language? I said, no, I have, it's not, I don't have the gift of tongues. I'm not learning a language is really, takes a great deal of focus. And my focus is really on other things. So learning a language is not really at the top of the list. But yeah, it's all good. But we do have quite a few Filipinos with us today. I noticed their pictures and their names. So welcome to all of you that are here. We're glad you came. I'm glad you're here. Hope you make a habit of it. Come every week. All right, so that's it, guys. So thanks for the sharing and caring. It was nice. Thank you for suggesting that, Gregory. I think it put a nice spin on today's meeting, because I think it's a good demonstration of the kind of group of people that we already are, and we just want more of that. We just wanted more people like us to come be a part of what we're doing, right? We get this wonderful giveaway that kind of attract them into what we're doing. All right, so
the
let's
saying.
go ahead.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead,
The
Cliffietta.
saying, birds of a feather flock together.
It's true. Birds of a feather flock together. Absolutely true. Absolutely true. My sister taught me something a long time, talking about birds of a feather. My sister taught me something a long time ago that, forever since I've always thought about it. She said that cater to the classes, live with the masses. Cater to the masses, live with the classes. Okay.
Yes.
And so that made sense to me. It's like, yeah, the more people buying what you're selling, the more you're going to be better off, more well off than just trying to, some people, their strategy in life is to chase after the rich people, and say somehow serve them, only to find out that they're not fully appreciated, because there's levels to this. The way a rich person looks at someone that's not rich, right, is usually not very appealing to the person that's being looked at. So I've tried to remain humble. I've made a lot of money, but I've done my very, very best to remain humble. I know I'm not completely humble, okay, but I've done my best. To be, just not be puffed up about it, At the end of the day, I don't think you can really truly measure a person on only what's in their so-called bank account, or whatever you want to call that,
Yes.
their crypto wallet in my case, but and that's not the only way to measure a human. I think there are better ways to do it, Anyway, so thank you all for coming to another one of our business opportunity meetings. We're different. I think because we're different, we're better. I think we have the best business opportunity in the world, and we're leading with the idea of giving away something as proof that we are better than the rest. Okay. All right. So we have the best business opportunity in the world. How do you guys feel? Would you guys like to say that out loud with me at the end of the call today? We have the best business opportunity in the world.
We have the best
business
opportunity
in the world.
Feels good to say that, doesn't it? All right. Well, thank you. Thank you all for coming. Bye for now.
Thank